This story begins the same way that fairy tales once did. Once upon a time, there were athletes that used performance-enhancing drugs, and we knew what they looked like. But it wasn't a big deal, because they were not the type of athlete that we really cared about. Although it wasn't right, we expected it of certain professions. Individuals would come clean, but it wasn't like we already didn't know. These men were literally larger than life, and it did not take a giant leap of the imagination to go from suspected steroid user to confirmed steroid user in our mind. Okay, so it wasn't just professional wrestlers either. We knew about actors that juiced too, and that was okay because, after all, professional wrestling is just acting done in a ring after all. And we expect our barbarians to be enormous. I mean, who wants a skinny barbarian? So we accepted these things. We didn't approve of them, mind you, just accepted them and moved on. Unfortunately, performance-enhancing drugs did not just remain in the realm of actors. Their use grew, and we should not have been surprised. What worked for actors should be exceptional for real athletes, right? But we finally started to rebel when we found that the Olympics were also dirty. And from there, it really rolled downhill. Baseball players too? Barry, Mark, Sammy, Roger. Say it isn't so, guys. Say it isn't so. I don't want to think you guys are guilty too. Not America's pastime. It can't be. You're telling me Hank and Joe's hallowed records were given to frauds? To cheaters? Of course they looked bigger, but that was all natural, wasn't it? Well, fine. Even if baseball's hallowed records are not sacrosanct anymore, at least we still have the feel-good story of Lance Armstrong. What could possibly go wrong with that? The guy fights off cancer, loses a testicle, and still perseveres to become the greatest cyclist of all time? Of course, there were rumors about him doping, but that was just jealousy, wasn't it? But it's okay. I can take all this. I'm an adult. So what if my childhood idols are tarnished? I'll just find new ones. Everything will be okay. What's that, you say? My nephew? No. He doesn't know anything about this, and he doesn't need to. No, he's not going to hear anything about it at school. They talk about SpongeBob and Harry Potter and stuff. Kids wouldn't be talking about deer antler spray. I mean, I don't even know what it is or what it does, so how could they possibly be interested in it? Ray Lewis was accused of using it. My nephew heard about it while watching the Super Bowl with me. But he's just a kid. Kids don't use steroids. Do they? Well, okay. Good kids don't use steroids. That's for sure. Maybe those roughnecks like wrestlers. Maybe they'd consider doing something so wrong. The good kids admitted it too. There's a PBS special about it. Studies show steroid use is the one type of drug use that is rising, even though all other drug usage is staying the same. So do you really not know why it's important to educate yourself on steroid use? Because if you're not educated, how can you educate those you care about? I assure you, if you don't, or are not capable of having this talk with kids, then somebody else is and will.